Hi guys, how's it doing? How's it going? How's your night? Um, so I had about maybe 30 to 45 minutes to kill before I go to work for my full-time job. I'm actually headed there now, but I'm just gonna sit in the parking lot and wait till I have to go into work. I had some other things I wanted to do anyway before I go there, so I just figured I would do that, and then if I had time, go live, talk about some things YouTube related, um, Uber, Lyft related, and things like that. And if anybody had questions about anything for me, I will be able to answer them for you. Um, the biggest question that people keep asking me is what's going on with my incident as far as the people pulling the guns on me. Um, the last thing I heard, and I'm sorry for it being dark, guys, but I am driving. When I get there, I'll turn the light on. The the biggest thing so far with that I've heard with that incident is that both of the um, both of the people that pulled guns on me are now currently um, in a federal prison. They were moved from county to federal. I have yet to get anything back from them as far as um, what charges they are being held on or anything like that, or exactly when the date is for the trial, or if I have to appear in court, or anything like that. Um, it was literally, there we go, I'll leave that on if I can. Do this one actually. Um, I got something from when they were in county court or state court or whatever it is, state jail. I'm not even 100% sure, but I forget how it moves. It's either state or federal prison. So I think they were in state prison when they originally got caught. Um, and then they asked me if I wanted to be put on alert for if they made bail or anything, which I said yes. Um, so that's how I was able to know that they got moved to federal prison. Um, However, I don't know what's happening after that. I haven't been informed of that yet. Um, I was just made aware of it. Um, Other than that, that's all I know. People keep asking me about it. Um, the other thing is, a couple weeks ago, somebody rear-ended my bumper. Of course, luckily there was no damage to the bumper itself. There's a couple scratches, but nothing serious. Some of the clips fell off um, on the top. I was able to put it back on and screw it back in, so I'm still able to drive. Um, However, I do want to get it fixed. I had to contact my insurance. I contacted the person's insurance that hit me, and literally, of course, my luck, the lady that hit me, her insurance lapsed by like 4 days. So I had to then contact my insurance after her insurance contacted me, told me she was not covered. So I had to contact my insurance, and it goes through the part that's uninsured insurance or whatever that is. So luckily, it's only going to cost me $100 to get it fixed. Um, my insurance apparently is sending me a check for what they think it's going to cost um, to fix it, and then I have to find a place to get it fixed. Um, so yeah, but it's on. It's great. Everything's good. Um, Other than that, 2020 has turned out to be an okay year so far. Like I said, this is the year for me that I just kind of want to change some things. Um, I used to work a lot, and it's not that I'm not going to. I still want to, but I also want to mix that in with some things um, that make me more happy, mind, body, and spirit. You know what I mean? I know bills got to get paid, but at the same time, I want to take some trips. What's up, bud? How you doing? I want to take some trips and do some things that make me happy. And I will bring those to you when I do them. Obviously, any travels that I go on, I will try to take video, a little bit of video, um, and bring them to the channel. I definitely want to get back to nature as far as camping goes. I firmly believe that our society as a whole, we're so bent on like things and monetary possessions that we almost forget. Like a lot of people, in my opinion, once it starts to warm up a little bit, most likely mid-March, the end of March, once it starts to get decent, I don't mind camping in the cold weather overnight as long as I have a decent sleeping bag that's rated to like negative 20, like a four season tent and a four season sleeping bag. But I definitely want to get back into nature. I've been watching a lot, by a lot I mean a hell of a lot, of YouTube videos of people camping, um, and it's really been making me wanting to go camping more. Um, so yeah. Do you think Uber and Lyft pay per mile is fair or needs to go up? Obviously, it needs to go up, um, but that's nothing that us as drivers can really do. Because there's people that are always going to come in and fill the place. I firmly think it all depends on where you're at, per se, as far as what the pay should be. I think if you live in, if it's hard to say that because it all depends really on what region or what state you live in and how much the price of gas is. Um, I can personally say, me myself, um, gas here right now is roughly like 270 a gallon, which is not bad compared to other places. I know some places in California are paying a crap load more than that. Um, but yeah, it's all, it all depends on how much you're paying for gas, Hogan. And I always try to get a deal on my gas. I use the gas app. I use the Getupside gas app. If nobody knows what I'm talking about, feel free to go in the link in my description and look at it. It's a good way to save money on your gas if it's in your area. I personally have that, and people under me sign up for it. So I get money back when they sign up for it. Anytime I use it, I get money back. Basically, it's a very cheap and easy way. It's actually free to get cash back on your gas. So I use that um, when I go through Maryland, usually on my way back home. The last gas station I can find that's closest to my house, I'll fill up um, and save money that way. I also almost always go to the same gas station or the same brand of gas station to get things. Sheetz or Wawa. I belong to both. I have rewards cards for both. So when I use them, I save up rewards, and when my rewards get to a certain point, I can cash the rewards out for um, 5 cents off a gallon of gas. So usually when I go there to get gas, probably I'd say every 2 to 3 weeks, I can usually get anywhere between 15 and 20 cents off a gallon of gas. And then also, the one thing I found out is I have the. Do I have it in my pocket? It's the Go Bank, the Uber credit card, or the Uber bank card, I mean, to cash your money out with Uber. I actually started using that as my bank card for pretty much everything. The money that I get from my full time job even gets direct deposited into that card. And then if I need to transfer money over to my regular savings account, I just do it through there. But the good thing I found out with that card is, so I think it's right now, since I'm a gold member, I'll get 3 cents off, 3 cents off a gallon for gas. Or not, I'm sorry, not 3 cents off. 3% off a gallon for gas. So if I get $33 worth of gas, 33 or 34, I get $1 back. Okay, so here's the funny thing, guys. With the Go Bank card, you're supposed to save money on gas, okay? So I get right now 3% off a gallon, or 3% off your gas purchases, okay? So I spent, last time I got gas, it was $33, and I roughly got almost $1 back in gas. Well, I was curious the one day, because I usually, when I go there to get, when I go to the gas station to get food, because there is a Sheetz on the way to my house, and every at least once a week, maybe twice sometimes, I'm either running late for work, or for whatever reason I don't have the time to make dinner. So I'll stop there and I'll get a salad or a quesadilla or something like that. And I'll usually spend between 10 and $20 for food that throughout for that night or whatever to take to work. And that's like usually a salad, some type of sandwich, and then a bottle of soda or water or whatever. But I figured, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I try using my Go Bank card instead of my other credit card? Because I was wondering um, if it would give me money back, thinking it's a gas charge, and it did. I spent $16 there, and like an hour later, I looked at my Go Bank fund, or my Go Bank account, and there was it deposited, I think it was like 45 cents or something back into my account. So now I've started using, anytime I go there to get food at that specific gas station, I always use my Go Bank card because I'm actually getting money back. One thing that I have looked forward to, and especially 2020, is not only doing things that make me happier and make me healthier, but also doing things smarter. Okay. Um, I recently cut down on all my stuff that I have. I went through all my subscriptions, and anything that I do not use, I got rid of to save myself money. Okay. I got rid of, I did belong to like a shaving place to get like, um, it's called the Dollar Shave Club. I belong to that. If I'd highly recommend it if you like any if you need any of those products. But I took my subscription, and rather than getting one every like 3 months, I get one every 6 months now. So I spread that out further to save money. Um, my car insurance, I looked into getting different car insurance, but again, the car insurance that I use right now, it's called Root Insurance. The link is in the description below. It's the best rates I can find, and honestly, they have worked great with every single thing that happened to my car. This car, the car previously that I had, ended up totaling, the process was great. They worked with me awesome. They resolved it as quickly as possible, and I have nothing bad to say about that company. But one thing I will say is, you always need to look at every single bill that you have, whether it's a credit card company, whether it is internet service, phone service, or any of that stuff. Look for cheaper deals. There's no reason why you should be paying a shit ton of money to these companies. Sorry about that, guys. There's no reason why you should be paying a shit ton of money to companies for anything if you can get a cheaper deal or a better deal out there. If anybody ever needs or wants to question me or ask me about any of the ways I save money, please feel free to send me an email. Please feel free to comment in any of my videos. Um, on ways to save money, I will definitely give you advice on ways to save money. There's so many different ways to save money and things to do to save money that literally the one way and the one thing I use to save money right now is with my regular bank card, and I want to try and link my other credit cards to it too, is I use Acorns. So if I go somewhere and I buy a meal or something and it's $19 and say 60 cents or 65 cents, it rounds it up to the nearest dollar and then invests that money into my 401k. Um, that's another way I use to save money, okay? At my full time job, I have my 401k. My company matches that up to 6%. So for every 6% I put in, they match a half of that. So they give me 3%. So my company is basically, let's just say, for $10, every $10 I make, um, actually, no, hold on, let me think, because I actually had it saved up. So yeah, for every 100, what's up, Aaron? So like my 401k and my company, or most companies, they'll match you a lot of companies will match you up to 6%. So for every $100 I make, I put $6 in, and they put three. So I'm getting $3 from my company for free, basically. But so yeah, last time I checked it, I think my 401k was at like 38 or $39,000. I've been here for almost 8 years. Okay, and with that being said, out of that, a third of that money my company put in, not me, my company. So that's why I always say to take advantage of your 401k if you can get one. If not, if you do Uber and Lyft full time, please look into finding some way to save money, even if it's just a little bit. You need to invest in your future. You need to be able to have money when you get older and you retire and you cannot afford to work. You need to be able to invest. That's why I say if you can't invest like through a regular company, use the Acorns app that I also use that, and I also save money every time I get paid through Uber or Lyft. I take out 20% of whatever it is. So for every $100 I get paid through Uber and Lyft, I take out 20 to 30% of that and put it into that Acorns app to invest for my future. And I would recommend everybody else, if you can afford to do that, look into doing that as well. So, but with that being said, guys, I guess I'm gonna head out. Aaron, yes, IRAs are great too. Um, the uh, the Acorns app, that's basically what it is. It's actually a 401k that, as far as I can tell, it's a 401k. They pretty much any money that you put in. So what I do is I have my I have my Acorns app set up to do roundups. So every time I go to the grocery store or anywhere I go, whatever the amount is, it rounds it up to the next dollar. Say it's 1940 or 19 higher than 1950 or whatever, it rounds it up to the next dollar. And then I also have it that it invests at the last day of every month. It takes $20 out of my account and puts it into there as well. And then on top of that, whenever I get paid from doing Uber and Lyft, I take a percentage out of that and also invest it. So I'm always trying to invest as much money into that as possible. Um, and hopefully I get a decent return on it. Right now, with the money I have in there, if I would just let it go that way and invest what I normally would, I think it's like it said by the age I'm like 70, it's like $115,000 is the supposed amount that will be in there. But I want that to grow as much as I can. So that's why I always try to invest. yes, I do plan on getting into a Roth IRA as well. Um, I need to get some of my debts paid down. Like I said, I've been doing Uber and Lyft for a while now. Um, the money that I'm getting off YouTube, doing the ad revenue and all that stuff, I'm also using that to help pay my debts down. Um, all of the side gigs that I do to get extra money in, I use all of those as well. Um, so the more money I make, the more money I'm paying off my debts with, and um, I will be hopefully getting as much of this stuff paid off as fast as possible. Um, the one thing I do want to do, so all my kids are, I have 4 kids right now. The youngest is 2 years old. She will be 3 in June. So I want to get all my stuff paid off within the next 2 to 3 years. And once all that stuff is paid off, I want to start saving up um, more. I want to start investing and saving up, because once they all get old enough, I want to actually look into getting some type of decent size, like Sprinter van or a minivan. Most likely a Sprinter van, something big that 2 people could live in at least. And I want to go off grid. I want to get um, like a decent size Ford van, or like I said, a Mercedes Sprinter van, something that's big, like one of the things they deliver, like Amazon delivers packages in, that has enough headroom and stuff. And I want to convert it, and I want to travel the countryside. I want to go to out to the west and drive through all of those states and be able to live on the land and travel as much as I can. And I know once I get older, I'll be able to do that. It's just a matter of setting the groundwork now to be able to do that in the future. um, until then, I do want to try to get camping as much as possible. Um, I want to be able I want to be able to go camping and get back to nature as much as I can now, until the day that I'll be able to go out and live off grid. Um, there's definitely lots of videos out there. And I think once that gets to the point where I want to do it, things are going to be a lot cheaper as far as solar panels, things like that. Um, Solar panels and all the stuff that goes into it, I definitely feel will be a lot cheaper 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now than it is right now. Um, I mean, it's not expensive right now, but it's not cheap either, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah. Does anybody have any questions for me? I think, what time is it? 10 o'clock. I got like 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly. The technology will definitely be a lot better. I've been watching a lot of videos lately on YouTube. I'm very, very into the van life. I want to. Um, if I don't, I definitely want to find a nice piece of land somewhere in the middle of nowhere and build like a little tiny house or something. I don't need a lot of space. Hopefully, I can find somebody in the future that feels the same way. But um, I firmly feel that we as a society have taken space for granted. I mean, we find these houses, oh, we need this house that has 3,000 square feet and has all this space. But we don't spend that much time at home anyway. Like, I'm sorry, what do I do at home 90% of the time? Sleep. Tiny houses are great. The only problem with a tiny house is you can't take it anywhere. Like, I would rather invest like $20,000 to $30,000 into a Sprinter van, gut the whole thing out, and convert it into a livable space with a stove and a bed and all the storage you need and everything like that, and just go travel. Because that way, if my house is on wheels, which some of the tiny houses are too, but you need something to pull them with. um if my entire house is on wheels and I'm able to have solar panels on the roof and things like that, and I can kind of make it stealthy, then I can go anywhere. I can go into a city and I can park it. I can go out in the middle of nowhere and I can park it and I can stay there. Um, Out west, there's a lot of BLM land, which if nobody knows what that is, Google it. It's called Bureau of Land Management. All of that land is free to stay on. You can stay there for 14 days at a time at one place. Um, and all of that land is free access. As long as you can get to it, you can camp on it for free. So you can literally, in essence, live there for free, not have to pay any rent, mortgage, or land or anything. You can find that land close to a town and go in there, get all your groceries, supplies, stuff like that you need to, and then you can go back out and live off the land. Um, which I want to do so bad. Um, it's definitely a culture shock and a culture adjustment compared to living in society versus not. But I definitely want to, this summer, I've said about it before, about doing a 2 week vacation and traveling cross country. Um, that's still in the process. It's still in the planning phase. Um, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be doing that by myself. Um, my I have a friend. Well, it's not really my friend. It's my ex. Um, she's taking my kids to North New England territories, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine, things like that this summer in an RV. I was originally going to do my trip the same weeks that she was taking the kids to go do this. Um, she has since asked me if I wanted to go with her to do that. And as of right now, that's a yes. I plan on doing that so that way I can spend time with my kids and get the experience with them as well, because I think they're gonna have a fun time going there. Um, so that's the plan. Isn't rather than me going cross country now by myself, I'm going to New England with my kids, and traveling and camping at RV resorts and things like that. So that would be fun. Um, but at the same time, I want to do my cross country trip. That's just probably gonna get postponed until next year. But I do want to camp. I do want to do cross country camping. I do want to plan it out and see if I can find campsites across the country and um, camp across. If not, I'll just stay in my car. The one good thing about that too is it's just me, so I can literally, if I want to, I can put a little small mattress on my back seat, and I can sleep in my car. I can put all my cookware and everything like that in the trunk. I can put. I'm not gonna have a whole lot of storage. No, Aaron, that's not gonna happen. They already know that. Um, I can put all my storage and I can put all my clothes and stuff in a couple bags up front. Cooktop and stuff can go in the fridge. If I need extra storage, I can get a roof rack with like one of them turtle things or whatever. I don't plan on taking a whole lot with me. It would be a 2 week trip, so I would really only need like 7 changes of clothes, and I can stop when I get to California. Um, I can stop, find a laundromat, do my laundry, and go again. I put a lot of thought into it. I can definitely make it possible to do it in the 2 weeks. My biggest cost would be gas and food. I do not plan to spend money at hotels. I do not plan to spend much money camping. I plan to find as many places that I can that are free and just Do it as cheap as possible. Um, I think a lot of people in today's society look at vacations as something that need to be crazy expensive, and I'm here to differ. You can do them cheap, you can do them free, especially if you don't have kids and you don't have responsibilities as far as dogs, cats, or kids. If you're single or if you have somebody, whether it's just you and a spouse or whatever, it is very, very easy to do vacations very minimalistically. And what I mean by that is, yes, hotels are great. Places like beaches and stuff are awesome. But usually, when you look at those high touristy areas, they're also really, really expensive. You can find, you can get a tent at any place, and even Walmart for $100 or less. Okay, you can find plenty of campsites all around the United States, and most of them, if you can find a free one, that's even better. But most campsites around where I live right now over the summer are like 20 to $25 a night versus $50 to $100 at a hotel. Um, yeah, you can get air mattresses. When you go, I actually have two air mattresses that fit in my tent when I go camping. They also make air mattresses for the back of your car. If you go on Amazon, you can find them. It has like two little pillows that go in between the seats or whatever, and then it has like an air mattress that you can put down. I don't know how well it will work, but I would try one when I go myself. So yeah, but those are options for this summer. Like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know whether I'm gonna go cross country yet, or I'm gonna go with my ex-wife and the kids. Right now, that's the plan. But if for some reason that falls through, then I'll just go and do my normal um, cross country trip that I was planning on doing. Because I don't have anything set in stone yet with that. And I don't think I really want to. I just want to take it. Like, I know I'm going from point A to point B. And however I get there, that's the plan. Um, there's some places on the way back or on the way there that I want to go, or on the way back. I'm not sure which. But the plan is to get from here to San Francisco and visit stuff along the way there and back. It's that simple. I am not a person to plan stuff out. I think sometimes the best things in life that happen to you happen when you're not looking for them. Um, some of the best places that I've gone to eat or that I've been at were places that I've seen when I was driving for Uber and Lyft, especially where I live and in Philadelphia. I found little hole in the shack restaurants that are some of the best places I've ever eaten at. And I wasn't looking for them. I was just driving and I drove past it. I'm like, oh my God, that place sounds amazing. Or that food is great. Or I've picked somebody up there and they were like, yeah, that place is awesome. You need to try it. Um, so yeah, that's my plan, guys. Um, I hope you guys continue to watch and continue to share. Please do me a favor. Any of the videos, I remember when rain would fall, sleep in a tent. And, yes, I do plan to live stream as much of my footage as I can, especially when I'm driving. If I go by myself, definitely yes. If I have my kids in the car, or like if we do the RV thing, I probably won't do as many live streams as I'd want to. But yes, if I'm by myself, I definitely plan on live streaming my travels. One thing I would say, guys, if you can do me a favor, the best way that you can help me out is to share my videos, share my channel, um, and get me more subscribers, and in return repay the favor. If you guys love any of my videos, please feel free to like them, comment on them. The only way that my channel can continue to grow is if you guys do that for me. So if you would, I appreciate it. Um, any video that you've watched that ever has helped you as far as saving money, making money, tips, trips, tricks, any of that stuff, please do me a favor and share those as well. If you guys have ever have any comments, I do plan on doing a merch giveaway, Hogan. Um, Probably when I get to 6,000 subscribers, it's like 400 away. So once I get to that, I'll probably do a merch giveaway. Depending on when that falls, it would either be a hoodie or a t-shirt. If it's more in the winter months, I'll give a hoodie out. If it's more in the fall, I'll give a t-shirt. Speaking of that, guys, since he brought it up, I do have a merch store. If you want to look at any of the merchandise, please feel free to go in the description. There's a link there for it. And you guys can buy any merchandise. That also goes to help fund the channel. Anything I make on merchandise, anything I make on super chats, that all goes back into the channel. That also goes to help pay for gas, things like that. Whatever I need to help the channel grow and succeed. So I appreciate it, and I will look forward to talking to you guys later. Um, I do plan on driving more in 2020 than I have over the past month or two. I want to go out at least once a month. I'm sorry, not once a month, once a week. Um, at least sorry, I don't know why I can't talk right now. I want to at least go out at least every other weekend. I used to do this a lot. I used to drive Uber and Lyft almost every single weekend. Then it went to every other weekend, and then it was like once a month. And then I stopped for a while. So now I want to get back into doing it at least every other weekend when I don't have my kids. Um, or at least every Friday, depending. It all depends on what I have going on in my life. Uber and Lyft is not a top priority for me. Like I said, I do it to make extra money to help pay my bills down faster. I can pay my bills just fine without doing it, but I like to do it, and I like to get the income in so I can spend a little bit more and put more away. That's the whole reason why I do Uber and Lyft and YouTube and all these other things, is to be able to save some money, spend some money, and pay my bills down faster. If I didn't do those things on the side, all I would be doing is paying my bills down. But this helps me give a little bit of a balloon on the side to be able to do fun things with my kids and also spend and save. Okay, does that make sense? You don't want to stretch yourself so thin with your money financially that all you're doing is paying your bills down, because at that point you're literally living to survive. You you want to have a gap in there where you make a certain amount of money, but your bills and all your expenses are only a portion of that, so that way you can also save. Um, so with Uber, Lyft, YouTube, and all my other stuff, that gives me that cushion to be able to save for my future, to be able, if my kids want to go to the movies or go out to eat, I have that money to do that, to be able to put more money in my gas tank to take longer day trips if I want to go to Washington or down to the beach for the weekend or for whatever reason. So that's why I said try to find things that you can either invest in or extra ways to make money, and feel free to do that, guys. But with that being said, I got to get going. I hope everybody has a great night, has a great week, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Matt out. Have a great night.